y'all, welcome to the Grace Journaling webcast for October 1st, 2019, and I'm your host, Susan Lee Rose. Thanksgiving is just around the corner, and I always like to send out a few Thanksgiving cards to family. I did this card for the Fab Friday challenge. The beautiful stamp is from Impression Obsession, and I embossed it with embossing powder and then watercolored the image. I really like how it turned out, very nice soft colors. I hope that you like it too. Alright, let's get started. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp the image using the VersaMark ink onto a piece of watercolor paper. I really like this stamp. It's from Impression Obsession, and this is the first time I've used one of their stamps, and it's just really gorgeous. So I'm going to go in there now and I'm going to put on the embossing powder, shake that off, and then I'm going to hit it with the glue gun. First I'm going to put the powder back up. So I'm going to hit it with the glue gun, not the glue gun, the heat gun. And I'm just going to heat that up so that the embossing powder melts. And it'll leave a very white impression on there, raised embossed impression. It's a little hard to see, so you're going to see me during the whole video kind of turning it this way and that way to make sure I can get everything. So I sprayed it with a little bit of water, and now I'm going to be going in with my watercolors and getting those in there. I'm painting in the pumpkins right now with the orange, and as you can see, where it's been embossed, it's raised and the watercolor does not stick to it, so you get this nice outline on the outside edge of the pumpkins and the image itself. So I'm going to go in here and I'm just going to watercolor that in. I'm adding there's some greenery on it, there's some little red berries, there's some different color leaves, and there's some sunflowers. So I'm going to be getting those kind of all colored in. As you see, I'm kind of holding it and having to turn it towards the light to kind of figure out, okay, where is the different images need to be added the color. So I'm making sure that I'm adding the colors nicely and they're not coming in there with big blobs somewhere. I'm trying to keep it nice and neat. So this is really the first time I've used this technique, and it's really kind of fun, but it is a little bit of a challenge with the white embossing powder on the white paper. You really have to look to see where it is. So I'm going in there with the brown, and I'm coloring in the stems on the pumpkin, and I'm coloring in some of the sunflowers now with the yellow watercolor. Like I said, this is a really gorgeous stamp, so it really was kind of fun painting it in, and it was fun kind of learning a new technique. I'm going in and putting the brown in the middle of the sunflowers, and just kind of touching it up here and there with the green and the different colors. As you can see, it's already starting to come together. I'm going to color in some of the fall leaves, again with the brown, and I'm going to use kind of a burgundy color on one of them too as well. So there's where I'm adding kind of a burgundy color onto the leaves. This makes such a pretty card. It's very soft, and it's still constrained by the embossing powder, but it really kind of makes it really pop, and it helps you to stay in line and keep everything where it's looking nice. I'm not the best watercolor person on the planet. I've never been trained. I don't really know what I'm doing. I just go at it. And so it's kind of a learning process sometimes. But I really like the way that this ended up turning out. It was very, very pretty. So now I'm going to go over that with my heat gun again and make sure that the watercolors are good and dry before I move on to the next step, because we don't want to smear anything. So now I've got the card where I have done the watercolor, and I'm going to stamp on the sentiment. The sentiment is from the Welcome Fall stamp set from Stamp Simply, and I'm using the Walnut Stain Distress Oxide to put that on there. So now I'm going to mount the background paper to the card base. The background paper is from the Dots and Stripes Fall Collection from Echo Park. The card base is 5.5 by 8.5, and I scored it at 4 1/4. And then the print is cut at 5 1/4 by 4, and then the watercolor is cut 5 by 3 3/4. So I'm going to mount that on there. I've added a little bit of lace just to add a little bit of texture to the card. I'm going to mount the watercolor up right on top of that. It's a really cute, simple card. Thank you for watching today's video. Please visit my YouTube channel, Grace Journaling, to view my other videos. If you enjoy them, please like and share them. Subscribe to my YouTube channel to be updated whenever I add new videos and tutorials. You can also find me on my blog at www.gracejournaling.com or follow me on Facebook and Instagram at Grace Journaling.